Now then, welcome to the channel, Lake District and Great Langdale. The part's just down there at the new Ghyll car park, and the intention today is to tick off a bucket. We are heading up into the Langdales, but we're not actually going to do any of the pikes. We're going to go up by Stickle up to Stickle Tarn, then we're going to head off between Harrison Stickle and Pavey Ark, and then over to Thunacar Knott, high raise, and then the main objective of the day is Low Whitestones, which is the bucket, and then from there I'm not quite sure. I had planned to come back down. There's a footpath marked on the map that takes you over to Stake Pass, but from what I recall there's no actual path on the ground, and I think it's a bit boggy around that area. So when we've been to Low Whitestones and back to High Raise, we'll reassess our return route from there. Right, so as we head on past the new Ghyll, we'll have a quick look at the route. Charlie, this way. So we've bypassed the 2 footbridges that cross over Stickle Ghyll to stay on the left hand side of it, and this path here, it's not as well defined as the path on the other side. Can't remember if I've been up or down this way before, I'm not sure. I think I might have been down it. I don't think I've been up this way before. Right, so we'll make our way. Oops. Hopefully staying stood up and in one piece, and it gets steep soon. But there's crowds, but I don't know if you can see behind me there. They're all going up other side, and we'll stick round here. Right, up we go. Well, it's a decent path coming up this side of the beck, and everybody else has gone that way. It's swarming. It's path on the other side. Oh, that's a good view looking down Great Langdale and over what's that one called? Is it Lingmo? I think it is, isn't it, Lingmo? That was Charlie's last Wainwright. Oh, I've got a bit warm coming up here as well. Right, so the reason we've come up this side, apart from there'd been nobody else coming this way, which was more by luck than judgment. I'm messing about with this camera. My blooming selfie stick, the blooming thread on it, it shredded last time out when we were up Mickleden Fells. I've got another one on order, but you're a bit close to me now. I am a bit in your face. So yeah, the reason we've come up this side is so we don't have to cross over Stickle again when we get to the top, because we need to be on this side to pick up the path that goes up between Harrison Stickle and Pavey. Right, so I've had to de-layer a bit as well. Getting warm coming up here. Right, upwards. So since we crossed that little stream back there, we've entered this kind of flatter area, and the path has become less well defined and a bit boggy. We're going to start climbing again up there. And if you can make out all the people going up the other side. Oh, I think I'm going to have to take another layer off before we start that. I'm getting warm now. See right over. I don't know if you can make it out looking over my shoulder. See down to Windermere down there. Oh. Yeah, it's a glorious morning. It's forecast to be like this pretty much all day, well, until early evening, but we'll be long gone back home and drinking beer by then. Right, yeah, I think I'm going to have to take another layer off, and then this is the last kind of ascent up to Stickle Tarn. Right, up we go. We are at Stickle Tarn, Pavey Ark behind us there. I don't know if you can make out on here the line of Jack's rake, somewhere you'll never find me and Charlie. And our route goes off up there somewhere. I've never been up that way before, but I've seen other people going up there, so yeah, it's doable. I think I might have to put another layer on again. Don't know, we'll see when we start going up. It's a bit early for a coffee yet. Might stop halfway up and have a coffee. Right, we'll see about getting up there. Well, this is a really good path coming up here. I can't remember if it's actually marked on the OS map as a public right of way or not, but it was pitched coming up back then, yeah, it's a good path. It's got drainage ditches going across it, and there's nobody on it. I don't know if you can make out over there's a few people at the bottom of Jack's Rake. And then we've got stunning views, look, over Stickle Tarn, and right round and down to Windermere. And you won't be able to make it out on here, but I can see Yorkshire straight over, like the right hand end of Windermere. You can see Ingleborough, which come the new year will be there. I'm doing the 3 peaks, but not as the 12-hour challenge. I've done that 3 times before. I'm doing it a peak a day and staying in pubs overnight. So that'll be coming in the new year. Right, I'm surprised at this path. Look, another pitched section here again. Brilliant. Well, so far, as a quiet way to get into Langdale, I can recommend this. There's been nobody come up this way at all. Everybody else went up the other side of Stickle Ghyll, and there were hordes of them. Right, so up here in the peace and quiet. So I think what we're going to do before we get to the top, where we'll probably start picking the crowds up, while it's quiet here and we've got those views, that I think we're gonna stop for coffee and a chew. We're in no rush today. The car park options were either 4 hours for £7, which we'd have never got round in 4 hours, or 24 hours for £8.50. So we're here till Monday morning if we want. Should have brought me tent. Right, so yeah, I think we're going to perch on a rock here and have that as a view for coffee and a chew. So I'll probably catch you when we get to the top. Well, towards the top, the path got a bit vague as you went through some rocks. Hang on, like here. And now we're on a bit of a muddy trod, contouring around the top of the valley between Harrison Stickle that way and Pavey Ark that way. Now, my intention really is not to do any at Langdale's. I've done them all twice. Charlie's done them all. So we're going to probably head straight over to Thunacar Knott and then over to High Raise. And then the main objective of today, which is Low White Stones, which is a Burkitt. That's a great view, isn't it? Looking over Windermere. You might be able to make out Ingleborough on here now. Harrison Stickle that way, and over there's Pavey Ark. Now we're probably not going to bother with any of them. We'll go over to Thunacar Knott. From there, High Raise, Low White Stones, which we'll see what time it is when we get there. We might have lunch there, and then we'll see about which way we're going to come back from High Raise. Don't know yet. We'll see how boggy it is around there. Right, so we'll continue contouring around here and sort of in the general direction of Pavey Ark, but we'll branch off before we get there over to Thunacar Knott. Right, on we go. So that's us over Thunacar Knott, and now we're on our way to High Raise, which is straight in front of us. And we've got stunning views all around you. See right over there to Great Gable. I think if we go over to Low White Stones and then launch High Raise on our way back in shelter there, I'll see if I can give you a spin round and name the fells for you when we're up there. Yeah, it's stunning, lovely day. We've had our first encounter with ice of the winter as well. Charlie went to have a drink out of a puddle and it was frozen. Good job his tongue didn't stick to it. Right, on we go to High Raise. So that's us over High Raise, and we're now on our way down to Low Whitestones. I don't know if you can probably see behind me. I don't know if we'll be able to get in the shelter on our way back for our lunch, as a coach party just arrived at it. Right, into the peace and quiet and onto Low Whitestone. In fact, see what time it is when I get down there. Might have lunch down there. Right, on we go. So here we are on Low Whitestones. The objective of the day, the Burkitt, and the views here are just absolutely stunning. I'll just spin you around so we're looking north up there. I mean, look at that. Looking up to Bassenthwaite and the Northern Fells and right over to Scotland. Absolutely amazing. And over that way to Helvellyn, Fairfield. I'm going to have lunch. Then after that, I'll see if I can give you a spin round and name the fells for you. So first things first is lunch. So we've had a very pleasant, very leisurely lunch. So we're going to head back up towards High Raise, but before we do, I'll give a spin round to see how many of the hills I can name for you. So I'll just stick you on other camera. Alright, so I'll start at Bassenthwaite and go right, and then we'll come back to Bassenthwaite and go left. So there's Ullock Pike, alongside Carlside, Skidder, Lower Man, Lonscale Fell. I think behind Lonscale Fell is Great Carver, Blease Fell and Blencathra. And then just sticking up, I think that's Clough Head, and that's sticking up in front of Ulscarf. And then we come round to the Dodds, which you all know, I can never remember what order they come in. And then there's Helvellyn, Nethermost Pike, Dollywagon Pike, and then behind is two I always get confused, the Dove Crag and Hart Crag. Can't remember which one. Then Fairfield, and then Great Rig. If we drop down from Great Rig is High Pike and Low Pike. And if we drop down, there's Helm Crag, and then two more that I can't remember the names of. It's the Bogfest. I can't remember the name of that horseshoe neither. We did it a while back. And then over to Steel Fell, and then there's Tilberthwaite, not Tilberthwaite, Withburn Valley, and then we're back to Ulscarf again. So we'll just go back to Bassenthwaite and start again. Right, so if we go the other way from Bassenthwaite, there's the Northwestern Fells, there's Barth, Broomfell, Lord's Seat, Causey Pike, Grisdale Pike, Hopegill Head, Sale, Crag Hill, and Grassmoor. And then back down in front of those is Cat Bells, Maiden Moor and High Spite. And coming further around this way to Robinson and Fleetwith Pike. And further left from Fleetwith Pike is Red Pike and High Style. And then that big one sticking out is Pillar. And in front of that, I believe, is Allen Crags and Glaramara. Then unmistakable Great Gable. Right round there's Great End, Scarfell Pike, Esk Pike, Bowfell, Crinkle Crags, and back up to High Raise where we're heading next. So I hope I've got all them right. If I haven't, I'm sure somebody will let me know. Right, so we're going to get back on up there to High Raise. Chase me. So we followed a faint sheep trod that skirted round below the top of High Raise, and we've now picked up this quite good path heading down. You can see where it goes all the way down to like the top of Stake Beck. I think it's Stake Beck, Stake Pass down there. And I'm not sure if it's going to be boggy when we get down, but we'll have a look. Right, away from the crowds again. Well, I'm well happy with this path. It's not the off-piste bog fest I was expecting. It's alright, is it? Peace and quiet. A couple of little babbling brooks that we've come over, and the views just absolutely amazing. Peace and quiet. Hopefully it'll stay that way, possibly until we get to the top of Stake Pass, and we'll probably pick people up there. No, this is a glorious day, and it's very much got the feel of winter about it as today, with the hazy sun. The temperature's dropped. When I looked at the top of High Raise, it was 4 degrees up there. No, it's very pleasant. Really loving this. To say it's a Sunday with a decent forecast, and we've set off from Great Langdale. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I can recommend this. I mean, even if you're not Burkitt bashing, you don't want to go down to Low Whitestones, you could go up to High Raise, have your lunch in shelter on High Raise, and down this way. Brilliant. Right, down we go. So the path has taken a turn in a direction I wasn't expecting, and we're heading straight down by this little beck down into the valley bottom now, which it's not an issue. I mean, the path marked on the map sort of traverses diagonally across the side of the valley, but we'll just head down here, and I can see in front of us there's the Stake Pass path, so we'll pick that up and head along that. So yeah, not a problem. Still lovely and quiet, and I'll just pop you onto the other camera and show you some features in this valley. So these like mounds you can see all around the valley, and these are big ones in front of us. Yeah, they're called moraines, and they're all deposits that were left behind by the glaciers. It's fascinating, isn't it? It looks quite bizarre, doesn't it? All around the top of the valley. And you can just see Pike of Stickle sticking up there, which is brilliant. got the place to ourselves still, and look at the views. Absolutely amazing. That there is looking up to Bow Fell. I wonder if I can zoom in on it for you. Now, can you make out there just below the summit what's called the Great Slab? Last time we were at Bow Fell, we did a walk along what's called the Climbers Traverse, and then ended up with a scramble up by the side of the Great Slab. That was a brilliant route, was that. I'll leave a link to that at the end of this one. That was a fantastic route to get up Bow Fell. Right, so down we go to hopefully pick up the Stake Path. The Stake Pass Path. It takes some saying, does that? I can see it in front of us. It's not that far, just sort of halfway up that ridge in front of us. Right, so down we go. Now, this could be tricky. Oh, hang on, up here I think. Right, Charlie, this way. Go on, jump up. Good boy. Good boy. Over and dry. So we're on the Stake Pass path now. Where's it gone? Can you see? Which way? That way, there it is. Sergeant Crag. Yeah, still got the place to ourselves. And this path now takes us all the way back into Great Langdale, which unfortunately can only mean one thing: Mickleden. Ooh, that could be the bit that spoils a brilliant walk. Actually, I hate going down Mickleden on the way back. It just seems to go on forever. Right, so continue to the crest of the path, and then start to drop down into Mickleden. So we're back on track now. That cairn we've just passed there, that actually marked the spot where the footpath as marked on the map veers off to like contour around diagonally other side of the valley. So the path on the ground, it's nowhere near the path on the map. So if you're coming this way, just be aware of that. All right, so we weave our way through all these moraines down here, and then start the descent down into Mickleden. Down we go. So here we are, looking down my nemesis, Mickleden. I mean, it's a great view, isn't it? It's a stunning view, but I think, as I said, as we're coming down from the path that comes down from Rossick Pike a few videos ago, looking down Mickleden and walking down Mickleden are two completely different scenarios. It is nice to look at, but for me, it's a nightmare to walk down. So it's quite a steep descent down here now, and then the trudge back along the valley. So we're ready for this, Charlie. Look on his face. Right, down we go. So that's us down Stake Pass. So now begins Mickleden. Oh, my feet are aching already. Right, on we go. Well, we've done Mickleden and we're into Great Langdale now. It's the old dungeon Ghyll behind us there, so we've just got to make our way through the fields back down to the new dungeon Ghyll. And I'd originally planned on parking there. Wish I had done now. Oh, Mickleden. Do I hate it? I don't particularly like it, I know that. Let me know what you think if you've been trudging down Mickleden. Does it get you? My feet now, they're killing me. It's just a rubbly track all the way, and it's flat and does my head in. Right, anyway, through the fields and back to the car. Well, that's us just about back at the car, so I'm going to sign off. It's been great, absolutely loved it. Well, obviously, apart from Mickleden, that route up, if you want a quiet way to get up into Langdale's, brilliant. And from there you could go up, you could do Pavey Ark, and you could go over to Thunacar Knott, back down to Harrison Stickle, Piker Stickle and Loft Crag. Then you could come back by Mark Gate, save having to come back down Mickleden. That'd be a great route, would that? Lovely quiet route up there. Everybody else was going up the other side at Stickle Ghyll, and we just had the place to ourselves. Brilliant. Yeah, so apart from Mickleden, it's been fantastic. Been quite a quiet day as well, apart from right up tops at Pikes. A few people up there, but apart from that, brilliant. I mean, that way down from High Raise over to Stake Pass, that was a good route as well. Bit boggy in a couple of places, but yeah, been great. So hope you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, please do the usual, the liking, subscribing, ringing the notification bell, commenting and sharing, all the usual malarkey, and hopefully see you on the next one. Tra!